Hello, good day, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, thanks for being here. My name is Oluwato Singh, and to all my returning subscribers, you're also welcome. So, I've been uploading videos on how to cut and sew this gorgeous civil wedding dress. I have two videos uploaded already. I have part one, part two, and this is the third and final part. I've been mentioning in those videos that this dress tutorial will come in parts in order for me to avoid skipping the essential parts that I'm supposed to not skip. So if this is the first one you're coming across, know that there's a part one and also a part two to this video. You should check it out. The link will be showing up on the screen, and the two links will also be down in the description box below. Continuing from where I stopped in the part two, it is now time for me to fix the lower part of the back panel to the upper part, that's to the half length. And I mentioned that it will not be directly joined. If you've not seen that video, you should check it out so that you understand what I'm saying. So once you place the back on top of it like this, make sure that the length for front and back, like they're on the same length, and you automatically see that where the up will stop is the half length, because when I measured now, mine is 16 and 16 is my half length. The next thing to do is to stitch this back down on the half length. So you are going to stitch it from the shaping side to the nipple to nipple. You're not going to stitch beyond nipple to nipple on both sides, because if you stitch beyond nipple to nipple, you're already stitching on your modesty panel. But if you didn't fix your modesty panel the way I fixed mine, this same way I fixed mine, if you fixed yours like you stitched it on the half length just like that, you might need to go beyond your nipple to nipple. Like, you can stitch beyond your nipple to nipple, you can stop like 2.5 before the whole length of the half length on one side. I hope what I'm trying to say is clear. And when you want to sew it, you will not just match it on top of it, you flip it up just like I'm doing, and then you stitch it very tiny, like quarter inch, so the half length. Next after this is to shape. So you put the right side to right side for the front and the back panel. Make sure that they are properly arranged. Then you are going to divide the bust by 4. I love to start my shaping from the back because it automatically helps me to know the middle of my dress. So divided by 4, I marked that the bust. Then the waistline divided by 4, I marked that. There's something I call first hip. I mention it often. I consider it whenever I'm sewing a fitted dress like this. It's basically the skirt waist. I use it when I'm sewing a fitted dress. So I divided that part of her body, first hip or her skirt waist, by 4. I marked that. Then actual hip divided by 4. I marked that. Then depending on how pencil you want the lower part of this dress to be, you're just going to stitch it straight down. So when you are done shaping one side, you flip this to the other side, and then you shape the other side of the dress. And while you are shaping the other side of the dress, please make sure that the cup is up like this. Push it up like this. Let it be standing on its own like this. And you are now dividing your measurement by 2, no longer by 4. Starting from the first side that you shaped, that's where you start your one from. You divide your measurement by 2, then the waistline divided by 2, the first hip divided by 2, the actual hip divided by 2, and depending on how fitted you want it to be, just like you did for the other side, you're going to stitch it down as well. The next after this is, at this point, this is what my dress is looking like. You can see that it is already giving the shape that it's supposed to give. The next thing is to recut the shoulder and the armhole, and then fix the sleeve. So I, from the middle, I divided a shoulder by 2. I marked that, and I added half-inch allowance because this dress has a sleeve. I did it on each side separately because of the nature of the fabric that I'm working with. This fabric is very, very not stable, the chantilly. So I tried to measure the armhole after recutting it to be sure that it is 8, because the armhole is 16 and what I measured was 8 on both sides. Then I kept that aside and proceeded to the collar I cut earlier. For the collar, I'll be turning the up and the two sides. you will not turn the down. The down is the part where you will attach to the chantilly, like to the neckline on the dress. So once you are done turning, you flip it to the right side and you give it a very good press. And for that rope that cuts from one hand to the chest and to the other hand that I tied, I measured 60 inches for front and in length, and the width I made it 8 inches so that after folding and turning it will be 7 inches. And for the back, that's 30 inches long. I shared it into two because of the zip. I cannot just attach it straight the way I would do to the front. So in total, I have three pieces, one long one for front and then the two short ones for each side of the back. Then for this collar, I could not fix it the inseam way. I didn't want to fix it the inseam way, that way that you have to put your neckline inside the collar and fix, because this chantilly is very very fragile. Any small thing it can just tear. So if your fabric is this fragile, I would advise you just join it together, right side of the collar facing the right side of the chantilly in my case, and you're just going to sew from one side to the other. But if your fabric is not this fragile that it cannot just spoil at any time, like it cannot just spoil easily, you should use the other method of joining the collar to the neckline. That's inseam method. But in my case, I just joined it from one side of the neckline to the other side of the neckline. If at this point you are still with me and you've not subscribed, kindly consider subscribing to my channel, and don't just subscribe, turn on the notification bell so that you'll be notified the next time I upload a new video on this channel. So I carefully and neatly joined the collar to the neckline, and when I was done doing that, I fixed the belt, I'll call it belt, on the dress. I mentioned earlier that it is 60 inches long. It's not 60 inches long, it's 70 inches long for the front, and for the back 35 inches long on both sides. And I mentioned that it was 8 inches wide before folding and turning, and I still said after turning 7 inches. So after turning it became 3.5 inches. It's already on fold of two by then. So that is it for this tutorial. If you've been with me from part 1 to part 2 of this tutorial to part 3, thank you for staying along. For the button at the back, I used beads as the button. If you have any question, don't forget to ask down in the comment section. I hope this video has been helpful and interesting to someone. If you found this video helpful or interesting, please give this video a thumbs up, and as much as you can just help me share my video amidst your soulmate. So when I wanted to fix that piece on the chest, I did not just sew it on top of it directly. I raised it up, I stitched it, and then I flipped it down. I hope that is clear. And the part 1 and part 2 of this tutorial is currently showing on your screen. The links will also be down in the description box, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.